I know you know this feeling. You sit down, open your phone, and then you realize a bunch of time has passed. What did you just look at? A bunch of mindless bullshit? Pictures of people that you haven't talked to since the 3rd grade? Toxic people just arguing in comment sections? AI fruit dancing around? You go to sit down to have a meal and feel like you can't eat without watching something on your phone or scrolling through TikTok. And when's the last time that you chose to read a real book instead of just scrolling? Hello! I want to talk about phone addiction and how it's affected my life and why I've decided moving forward to try and limit my social media presence and to try to live a more offline lifestyle. I watched a couple of videos like this and they've been super helpful in this decision, so I figured why not? I have a YouTube channel. So yeah, I got my phone in 9th grade. I got my Snapchat in 9th grade. I got my Instagram account in 11th grade. I got my Twitter account in 11th grade as well. TikTok I only had for about 10 months before one of my TikToks went super viral for some reason, and I got so much attention at school and I hated it, so I deleted my entire account. So that was a blessing in disguise. Thank you, TikTok, for making my life a little bit easier because I've never been addicted to TikTok. I deleted my Snapchat account last week. I deleted my Twitter account last week. I downloaded my memories onto my laptop and I downloaded copies of all of my tweets onto a Google Doc. So those apps are officially deleted and off my phone. With Instagram, I've always had this rule for myself that I'm only allowed to have Instagram on my phone while I'm on vacation because honestly, I do enjoy posting about my vacations. I enjoy posting cool photos. Sue me. Sometimes I want to flex that I'm on vacation. And my sister is a small business owner, and sometimes the best way for me to support her is through support on Instagram. So I feel like for right now, as long as I continue following the rule I've had for a while, I am allowed to have an Instagram account. But it's kind of insane that I had to put that rule in place in the first place. And I did that when I was maybe 20 years old. So I recognize that I have an addiction to social media since I was 19 or 20 years old. And that's kind of weird also to admit. But like, yeah, I'm addicted to these things. I love scrolling. I love doom scrolling. Sorry. I can spend hours and hours and hours just scrolling through Twitter, scrolling through my memories on Snapchat, scrolling through Reels. I'm just like everyone else. I used to convince myself that I wasn't like everyone else. I don't have an issue. I don't have a phone addiction because I don't have Instagram downloaded on my phone. I'm better than other people because I don't have Instagram downloaded on my phone. Meanwhile, I'm spending 3 hours on Twitter. And meanwhile, I'm opening Snapchat 20 to 30 times a day for no reason. I wasn't even Snapchatting people. I haven't actually Snapchatted someone in months. So there was really no point in me having the app anymore, but I felt this connection to Snapchat. I felt like I couldn't delete the app because I've had it for a decade. And with Twitter, I felt like I was gonna be missing out on so much, like all of the Twitter discourse about Love Island, I was gonna miss out on. Meanwhile, Twitter is just a cesspool for negativity, and there's no reason that I need to be on there all the time. One of the biggest parts of this journey for me is kind of realizing that I have never gotten joy and contentment from my social medias. I have never felt genuine happiness from scrolling through Reels. I've never felt content from looking back on my Snapchat memories. You know, I feel content when I'm honestly off my phone and I'm doing something that actually stimulates my brain instead of looking at AI slop. I've been getting back into reading. I have signed up for music lessons and I'm taking an adult Spanish class. And those things are what bring me happiness and contentment. It's not my phone. And I'm just so sick of checking my phone all of the time and just pulling it out and looking at it for no reason. Even if I know I don't have a notification, I still feel the urge to open my phone. And I'm just done. I don't want to do it anymore. And I have tried to delete my Snapchat and Twitter, and I would just never follow through. And last week, I just decided, no, it's time. Like, it is time to follow through. You're done. You're doing this. Because there's never a right time to do anything. I'm at kind of a crossroads right now with my personal life. I just started a new job, which has had a really positive impact on my life so far. I recently got out of a long-term relationship, and I'm just trying to kind of figure out who I am now that I have a different job and I'm single, and a lot of my girlfriends don't live in the same city as me anymore because we just graduated college. And I'm trying to like figure out who I am, and who I want to be is not someone who's on my phone all the time. Who I want to be is not somebody who's addicted to social media. And I think the first step to breaking those addictions is just limiting my access, honestly. I tried doing time limits, and I'm not gonna lie, I would just hit ignore. Most of the time, I would just hit ignore. I don't have self-control, and I think that recognizing that in yourself is really important. I really wish I could be someone who has 20-minute time limits on my phone, and I just hit okay when the 20 minutes is up, and I'm done, but I'm not. So I also did the math. I downloaded this app, which ended up costing money, so I didn't end up doing it, but it calculated how long I would be spending looking at my phone if I continued with my current screen time. And I was kind of shocked. It said 5 years. Like, total. Out of my lifespan, 5 years of my life would have been spent staring at my phone. And that's absurd and totally not what I want. I don't want that for myself. I don't want that for my future children. I just don't want that. I think that that's really sad. 5 whole years? Are you kidding me? Oh my God, like, that's crazy. My screen time in college was about 2.5 hours. I used to be a lot more diligent about it, but I think that's because I had to study a lot, and I was really good about studying, and I could put my phone down and be done. But now that I have a 9 to 5, I don't have that forced no phone time. And I think now I need to recognize that I don't have that forced no phone time, and I need to do things to have that forced no phone time, because I can't do it anymore. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of feeling this way. Every time I'm on social media, as soon as I close the app, I feel empty. I feel gross. I'm like, why did I just waste so much time doing that? I've watched a lot of other videos like this, and they say it does feel weird at first being bored. Like, there will be a lot of time when you don't have anything to do, but you get used to it and your attention span starts to come back. And I will say, over the past week since I deleted those apps off of my phone, I have felt more refreshed. I've just felt like I can go throughout my day without feeling like I need to check those things. I didn't really realize how bad it was, and then I looked at my screen time data, and it's not amazing. It doesn't make you feel good. It also tells me how many times I pick up my phone per day. That was also pretty eye-opening. Great. Love that. Love realizing you have a problem, right? And I think with phones especially, you can't live now in 2026 and not have a phone. You do need one. I need it for work. I need it in order to plan things with my friends, but I do not need it to scroll mindlessly through reels about slop. I don't need to be doing that. And I think that we've made it so okay to bed rot and do all of that stuff when it's really bad for you. I've never really been a bed rotter because I know it's not healthy for you, but there are times when I've sat and I've scrolled, and there's been times when instead of picking up that book, I go on my phone. And I have gotten better about those things, but I really want to try to just eliminate this issue in my life. I want to move forward. I want to live my life through my eyes instead of through my phone. And so I'm really taking the steps to make my phone boring. I've deleted most apps that I opened all the time. I still have Clash of Clans on there because my village is just too good and I don't want to delete it, but I'm not like addicted to Clash of Clans. I do still have Pinterest and VSCO, so I don't want to claim that I've deleted all social media, but I do not have an addiction to Pinterest or VSCO because I use them for very specific reasons. That's what I'm trying to do with all of the apps on my phone. If I have an app on my phone, it has to be for a specific reason that's intentional. So, for example, Depop. I sell things on Depop, so I'm not going to delete that app because that's an intentional app that I'm not addicted to. I'm not going to open Depop and scroll mindlessly for hours. I have my bank on there. Obviously, that's important. Can't delete that. I have Google Docs and Google Slides on there because I need access to some things at work sometimes, but a lot of the apps on my phone now do have a specific purpose, and the purpose I need them for has nothing to do with wasting time and scrolling. So that's something I've also put into place. I'm also thinking about getting an analog alarm clock and sleeping with my phone not in my bedroom. I've gotten so used to having my phone in my bedroom, and I think that it could be good for me to have a real nighttime routine that involves no phone. And when I wake up in the morning, I'm not checking my phone as soon as I wake up. I haven't gotten an alarm clock yet, but I think that's on the agenda, so I'm excited for that. And overall, I want to be able to sit through a freaking movie without checking my phone. I want to be able to go to the bathroom and not feel like I have to take my phone with me. I don't want to feel this possessiveness over my phone anymore. I don't want to feel like it's a part of my body. I feel like it's at this point now with phones that people feel like it's an extension of themselves, and I don't want to do that anymore. I'm really sick of feeling that way. I am really interested to see how boredom affects me and how I can get over not having something to look at all the time. I've also decided that at work during lunch, I'm not allowed to look at my phone or listen to anything. I just have to sit there and eat. And that might seem like such a minimal task, but I'm so used to always watching something while I eat and always listening to music all of the time. And last week at work, I ate lunch outside and I just sat there and ate with no distractions. And it was really nice. Like, I noticed what was going on around me. I listened to the birds. And I think that I want to spend a lot more time doing that. So I'm interested to see how things go, and I'm excited for this new part of my life. And if you watch this and it inspires you at all, then that's great. Yeah.